Well, I hope you can hear me. This is a terrible noise. Big celebration here, the Stampede for Ford's new Mustang. And we're here at the action, right outside the International Detroit Auto Show. Big event. So they've got over 100 Mustangs from Mustang owners. They started out with 2,000, sorted them down to 100, 100. Then they let the other guys park anywhere they wanted to. But I got those pictures. But I'm an old Mustang fan. I've had Fox bodies. I don't even know what engine it was. Small V-8. It was a Ghia. It was really fancy leather inside, red leather. Had a factory boost on amplifier. And then I had my favorite was the 67 notchback, which is with the 289. I should have kept that car, but I've got trucks now. But I still like the Mustangs. I'd love to have a convertible Fox body GT, just like in that one movie with Sharon Stone. Anyway, so we're going to show you all we know about these Mustangs. We saw them yesterday. We're going to see them tonight. We'll let you know.
Okay, well, I grew up in New Zealand, and actually we were a Ford family. We had a Ford Telstar, which may or may not mean much to some people. And then we moved to the UK. And that was my first sort of encounter. Hang on, the cars aren't the same here. I don't have a Ford Telstar here. We've got some Sierras and Escorts and Telstars. Well, that is not the same with Mustang. A Mustang is a Mustang wherever you go across the world. And that's what makes it such a special and iconic product. So, of course, Mustang is an American icon, but it's also a global icon. It's sold in over 70 countries, across 6 continents, and our Mustang enthusiasts across the world have made Mustang the world's best-selling sports coupe for the last 7 years, which is a fantastic achievement. And since its introduction in 1964, Mustang has never been out of production, so we've never missed a year of production. So that's 58 consecutive years of this unmistakable impact on history, pop culture, motorsports, all the things that you saw in the archives, and over 10 million vehicles produced, and you saw the 10 million Mustang. So our customers, we've got really loyal customers with Mustang, but when we set out to develop this 7th generation, we knew we wanted to excite and thrill our current customers, but also to engage and attract a new generation of Mustang enthusiasts. So we spoke to our customers all over the world, and we wanted to listen to them, hear what excites them, what makes them tick, and we learned a few things. We've heard that their expectations in terms of performance and technology are changing. And also, Mustang represents freedom to lots of people. We heard that actually perceptions around freedom are changing as well. When I was a teenager, freedom very much came in the form of a driving license and a full tank of gas. And if you had those 2 things, you are set. Whereas we heard, now, especially from the younger customers, that freedom is increasingly delivered through technology. And we really understood that if we can combine that physical freedom that you get from hitting the open road with the digital freedom that's delivered through technology, we really have a winning formula for Mustang. So we listened to our customers, we responded to what they had to say, and we have developed the most thrilling Mustang ever. We have a new 2.3-litre EcoBoost, which is more efficient and more powerful than the outgoing model. We have a new 5-litre V8 Coyote, which is powering the most powerful Mustang GT ever. And we have this amazing new disruptive interior with beautiful new displays wrapped around the driver, which is delivering that all-important technology directly to our customers. So wherever you are around the world, Mustang really represents this combination of design, technology, performance. And you're going to see all 3 of those 3 things here today. You're going to be really impressed with what we've got in the new Mustang. And whether it's coupe to convertible, EcoBoost to GT, we had that same Mustang exhilaration across the portfolio. And of course, we have the Mustang Mach-E, which we've introduced to the stable, which is bringing that same Mustang exhilaration to our electric vehicle customers. So these are distinct Mustangs with distinct personalities to match our breadth of Mustang customers. And our customers are very much at the heart of every Mustang. So to talk a little bit more about our customer, I'm going to hand over to Jim.
Thanks, Alicia. For those of you I haven't met before, I'm Jim Owens. I'm the Mustang brand manager. I've been blessed to have been working on Gen 4, 5, 6, and 7. A lot of you I've known for many years. I also did a 4-year stint working for Carroll Shelby directly, and I cannot tell you how proud we are of what you're about to see today. We are all extremely excited about where the 7th generation Mustang is going and to bring our customers along with us on it. Alicia was talking a little bit about the customers and the research that we did, and I want to give you like the bona fides of why we think we can deliver on these, because we know our customers. We know our customers because we are our customers. A lot of us actually spend, the people who are going to be talking to you today have worked on multiple generations of Mustangs and actually spend time on the weekends on their own with our customers doing the various events that our customers do. Eddie Kahn, who you'll talk to as well, has gone to multiple events on the 7th generation technology. Chris and Ricardo have worked on at least 2 to 3 generations of Mustang, and Craig has worked on, I want to say 4 generations, 3 or 4 generations of Mustang. So we're out there doing the same things. Even if we weren't doing this as a job, we would be going to the Cars and Coffee, the drifting, the events out there.
Don't go away, MrTruck.tv will be right back.
Next level. It starts with our all new flat bottom steering wheel. It's set for grip it and rip it. And then lastly, I want to highlight the electronic park brake, the electronic drift brake, I should say. Co-developed with Vaughn and his team. It is ready to rip. So you can try it with your hand and drift it like a pro. I know we did. Tire budget low.
Everybody wants to be Vaughn getting shooter nowadays.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. He's my hero.
Because we all have our own Mustang stories. And just like our customers have their Mustang stories. But it's not just the Mustang team that kind of knows the customers. It's the Ford family. Bill, Elena, Edsel, Henry, Will, the kids. All of them have their own Mustangs, and they do the same things that our customers do with them. Bill has taken at least 2. The one that I'm really proud of is one of his Shelby GT500 convertibles, and went out with a local modifier who is a Mustang modifier and actually changed his wheels, his interior. He went on the sketches to do it. His son, who graduated from Dartmouth, we did like the wheels and stripe package that were surrounding the green and white colors of Dartmouth. So my point is, the family does the same things that our customers do, right? This car is about personalization, at least it's that expression. So the Ford family does. The leadership of Ford Motor Company, right? If you think of Jim Farley, he actually races cars on weekends, right? I mean, he goes out, Monterey Motorsports Reunion, not this year, but the previous year, raced Parnelli Jones's number 15 car, finished 1, but he does those things on the weekend. So when we say that, we know our current generation customers, it is because we participate with them. So the 7th generation customer. Mustang is not a demographic. It's a mindset. And it doesn't matter if you're 4 years old or 104 years old. The first time as you're a little boy or girl and you grab your Mustang little Hot Wheels car and you play around with it, you're creating Mustang memories. To a lady, the 100+ years old in Toronto in Gen 5, bought her first new car was a screaming yellow Mustang GT convertible. So from that time frame, from 4 to 104, you have your Mustang experiences and stories. And what we've identified through the research and talking with these customers is it does not matter what demographic you find yourself in. There is a common theme of enthusiasm that goes through all of those groups. Now, they might express it differently, right? They might be using some of the technology or their iPhones, or instead of going to a drag strip on a Friday night, maybe they go to Grid Life and they do a drifting and music experience. They might express it differently, but they have that same enthusiasm. And this 7th generation Mustang is going to deliver on that expression of not only the foundation of the 6 generations before it, but the nature of the 7th generation customer who is more millennial, late millennial, and more Gen Z. So what do I mean about it? Edgy, sexy design. It is still going to be unmistakably Mustang and look fast standing still. But the edgy, sexy, disruptive design that Chris and his team have put in there will capture the hearts and minds of a new generation as well. The drifting culture. If you talk about Grid Life, where you go out in Western Michigan or down in Atlanta, where it's a music and taste festival and sound and visceral, where you're actually drifting vehicles around there. Maybe not all just drag racing or road course racing or time attack or cars and coffee. Maybe it's part of the gamification section. If you think a lot of these generations of customers have grown up with things like Rocket League and Forza, where you get to go in and select your vehicle and upgrade your vehicle associated with it, we have delivered that in this 7th generation. And I cannot wait for you to see it. Technology and traditional performance. Previously you'd go in, you'd flip your modes, you can still do that in here, you tweak your performance in here. We have met up the technology and the performance for that 7th generation customer that not only does the current customer find exciting, the new customer finds just riveting. Customization. My favorite car, 71 Mach 1 blue with silver stripes. Once my 3 daughters actually get married, so I have more money to play with, I'll put on Krager wheels and maybe a Hurst shifter, right? Sometimes customers display it with stripes and paint jobs and that expression. What we have now is that customization of that personalization on the phone and technology that you can also do it. And we cannot wait for you to see that. All of these things that you're going to see is innovated for that 7th generation Mustang and the 7th generation Mustang customer. We make Mustang memories not only by generations of cars, but by generations of owners. If you're a dad and a daughter rebuilding a Fox body, right? You're gonna create those memories, and this next generation is innovated for that audience. So, business side. Sports car segment, at least in the US, is somewhat evolving. Some of our competitors in the segment have said that they're not going to be doing internal combustion engine sports cars anymore. We are so excited that in our breadth of the corral and the ponies, we will continue to do that in this 7th generation Mustang, and we're able to do so by broadening that family from the Mustang Mach-E, and if you think of the Mach-E GT, 480 horsepower, the performance package, 480 horsepower, Brembo brakes, Magnaride suspension. That is an exhilarating Mustang drive. I mean, I've driven it at Laguna Seca, vintage Grand Prix race courses. Like, that car is that excitement and fun that grabs the stable, that if you're into the electrification. And then we also know the customers who want the internal combustion engine versions. We have the all-new 2.3 and the 4th generation Coyote. So we can't tell you how excited we are to meet those customers' needs. Okay, done babbling. I'm holding you guys from the stuff that you really want to see. I'd like to introduce you to Chris, who is the lead design manager for the 7th generation Mustang, and he's going to take you through that edgy and sexy disruptive style. So do you want to walk around over there? Chris will take it from here. Chris?
Great, thanks, Jim. Yeah, everyone gather around, fit in where you can. All right, thanks for being here today, everybody. A little bit about myself, right? So back in the day, I was a designer on the boards for the 2015 Mustang. Then a few years later, moved up the ranks as the exterior design manager for the Mustang Mach-E.
And that was a great product for us as well. We launched that in 2019. As soon as that launch was over with, started working on the 7th generation Mustang exterior design manager. So I got a great job. So the 7th gen Mustang, we're adding a modern edginess to a heritage-inspired design. And we're setting out to expand our broadest Mustang mindset, like Jim said, Mustang customer base ever. So, and again, as Lucia mentioned, Mustang is not just an American icon, it's a global icon. We have designers all around the globe. And when we start asking the designers to think about sketching on Mustang, you don't have to give them a design brief, because they already know what Mustang is. Everybody knows what Mustang is. It's long hood, it's that beautiful coupe silhouette, it's a short deck, it's a strong rear hunch shoulders on the rear of the vehicle, it's those iconic Mustang details. So we didn't have to shorten new ideas at all. Well, you have to get off the tube and the sketch pad, and you have to get into reality. So we started into the clay models. We were moving along with the clay models, coming on quite nicely. It was coming along quite nicely, but it wasn't pushing it enough. So we leaned more back into the sexy and edgy. We really focused in around the edgy. We developed another model. And they give you a timestamp here. This is night of March 2020. This is a week before the COVID shutdown. But we were able to bring in 30 millennials and Gen Zs to take a look at these two cars and give us their feedback and say, what do you think? Are we pushing this far enough? And they all rallied around this new, edgier, more disruptive model that we had. So that gave us our marching orders. We knew what we needed to do. We were all focused, and we moved forward. These images that you see right here on the board is kind of a timeline over about 18 months of Mustang development and design on the exterior. We go back and forth, but we made a lot of progress. We also differentiated our 2.3 EcoBoost in our GT from the front of the vehicle. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that when you look at the cars. Design refinement sketches, beautiful imagery as we refine those details, refine the design, really tune it in. Design analysis, bullet points. These are all the bullet points that I'm going to go over with you on the car. But instead of looking at this on the board, let's pull the silks on the cars and let's talk about 7th gen Mustang exterior design. And I'm going to start everybody at the front. So we got a big group here today. So I'm going to ask if you could just kind of bear with me, and I'm going to take you through the front, side, and rear. So let's start in front of the vehicle. On the left here, we have the 2.3 EcoBoost in carbonized gray. It's got the Sinister Bronze package on the wheels. You can see that. And it's also got the really cool detail of the Sinister Bronze pony. This is a special series package that we have for the 7th gen Mustang. Next side, you see our hero, and that is the GT convertible. And that is in rapid red with 19-inch carbonized gray wheels, and it also is it's a performance pack version. So let's talk a little bit about the front end design. You're going to notice on the front of the vehicle, I'm going to start over here. On the front of the vehicle, you're going to notice that this has got a large dominant horizontal brow. It goes from left to right of the vehicle, and that really emphasizes the overall frontal width. You've got to have a Mustang that's low and wide. Below, you're going to notice the grille shape. And the grille shape harkens back to the 1960s designs. It's not an exact replica of that kind of U shape, but it harkens back to that. And the horizontal brow kind of grounds it. You're also going to notice that the tri-bar DRLs, tri-bar projectors, again, tri-bar signature lighting is part of Mustang's cues, right? We have it in the rear of the vehicle. So here we have the 2.3, delivers exhilarating, sporty fun. Here's the hero, the GT. So if we're rocking out here, we just cranked the volume up to 11 on the GT. Everything on the front of the GT, you're going to notice, well, first and foremost, I should mention, from the 2.3 to the GT, in years past, it was like a grill insert change. But for the 7th gen, it's all new fascia, all new grills. Every part on this front end is new, bar the lighting. Take a look at the upper grille here. We have it in high gloss black. These nostrils that you see on the side, they're functional. You're gonna learn more about where that is when we talk about the new 5.0. Also, the hood extractor here in high gloss black, also functional for both air and cooling. You'll also notice more aggressive side outboard grills, and again, I mentioned the new fascia. From a bird's eye view, check out the tri-plane view, the chamfered corners in the last few gens Mustangs. That's been a signature item. And then also, you gotta have inside view. Inside view, it's the shark nose. It's the shark nose silhouette of that front nose. These are all classic Mustang cues. Again, with that modern edginess that we're going to appeal to the younger set, and also make our other Mustang faithful happy. Let's talk a little bit about the body side. If I can just ask you to come back around this area right here, I'm going to talk to both body sides of the vehicle. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we did to differentiate the 7th gen from the 6th gen. All right. So one of the biggest things that we did, you're going to notice, is that we dropped the belt line. So the 6th generation Mustang had more wedge. The 7th gen, we dropped the belt line just less than an inch, and it settles it, and less wedge, more muscle. And I'm going to lean into that thing when I say about muscle. All new sheet metal here, all new sheet metal. And if you remember from the 6th gen, we had an undercut. Surfaces were a little bit more voluptuous. Surfaces for the 7th gen Mustang are more chiseled. They're sharper, they're edgier. They give that more brawniness feel. That's a word. I'd like to think that this is kind of leading, if the last gen was more international, to set up for a global stage, the 7th gen, we've kind of got back to the roots, a little bit more American Mustang. Okay, let's not forget these nice, strong notches through here. That's where the power is put down. Now, the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take you around the back of the car, so maybe if we can back up just a little bit more. You're going to notice in side view, we have a really sharp undercut. And again, that plays right into, again, the sharp edginess feel. And this sharp undercut from a rear view casts a very sharp shadow in rear view. Do you know when we were making these cars, we were in the shops and we were making these models, and all the shop guys were like, "What'd you guys do? Did you make it wider?" No. And they even put a 6th generation next to this one. And we're like, "Yeah, it looks wider." Well, it's that sharp undercut, and it gives you that really kind of bold look. The chevron shape tail lamps, they're neither ornate nor discreet.
What are we looking at, man? Jared, this is Dark Horse. First of its name. First new performance series in more than 2 decades. A new chapter in the storied racing history of Ford Motor Company and Mustang. Its name is indicative of its design and its aspirations. Its demeanor, absolutely sinister. Dark Horse is for the enthusiast who wants purebred force of nature.
All right, so you talk about nature, but this is this is absolutely supernatural, more like it, but I want all the details. Come on.
Yeah, we turned up the volume on everything that mattered. Striking visual cues, countless hours of iteration between our engineers in the studio to get everything right for high-speed handling, reduced drag, cooling, all the such. Driver-focused interior is capped off with serialized badge, drive modes, track apps, right at your fingertips. On the exterior, you're going to see the pony in your rear view mirror. But unique fender and deck lid badges are going to be a subtle indication of what just blew past you.
Let them know. Dark Horse, peace. All right, under the skin, what do we have? So what's under the hood? What's
I like to talk about it.
Yes, let's do that. Let's go.
Look at it. It starts with the most powerful Coyote ever, targeting 500 horsepower. 500 horsepower! That is mated with a tried and true manual transmission from Tremec that's evolved from our GT350 and Mach 1, and we have some fans. Chassis, tied down with the MagneRide with next generation controls and absolutely designed to stick to the road. Our team lived at the racetrack, spent hours turning every knob turned to 11. With the available handling time, this is the absolute most capable 5-liter yet.
Yeah, little applause there. There you go. So the question to you, Ed, is: did you find yourselves in a team saying like, "Hey, what if we took it further? We've already done all this. Let's do more."
Come on, man. Well, actually, that's exactly what Ford Performance does. Actually, we did more than just ask. What do you think, folks? Would you like to see more? Yeah. All right, let's take a look.
No, just relax. So let's just focus on it. Gosh, sorry. The first things first there. All right, let's start with you, Mark. It was Mustangs racing success that coined the phrase, win on Sunday, sell on Monday, right?
Yeah, that is right. Mustang has been an iconic road car. It's also been iconic on the racetrack. It is, for our brand, for Ford Motor Company, Mustang is the most raced, the most successful nameplate we have ever had on the racetrack.
Yep.
It has raced from the top level professional series down through grassroots and customer racing. That's where it belongs. On tracks around the world, legendary tracks like Daytona, Pomona, Indianapolis, Bathurst. We race everywhere.
Wow, okay, and mic drop. Impressive tracks, impressive pedigree. Can you tell us about the difference in the vehicles we just saw in the video? Better yet, tell them.
Yeah, there were 6 cars in that video and one for everybody. So we are going to race around the world with Mustang GT3, Mustang GT4, and global sports car racing. We're going to have a new 7th generation Mustang that will join NASCAR in the Cup Series in 2024. We have NHRA Factory X, new class for 2023. 7th generation Mustang is going to be there.
And it's not just race cars, but it's also customer vehicle racing too, which you really kind of enforce too, which I think is awesome.
Absolutely. Our customers love Mustangs on the street, just everything that you see here. But they also take their cars to the track themselves, their own cars. And Ed went through the credentials of what the Dark Horse is. It's got real track credentials as a road legal car. But we will make a Dark Horse S, which is the Dark Horse turned into a dedicated track day car, so you can go for a full track day, completely enjoy it. We'll have a Dark Horse R, which is made for grassroots racing, SCCA, NASA, WRL, and a Mustang Spec Racing Series. So you can buy this car, dedicated for the track, take it and race it yourself.
Yeah, it's super impressive, and obviously the design it comes with the adrenaline too as well.
Yeah, full adrenaline, and this thing performs. But when you go to the track, you take everything out you don't need on the racetrack. It's got the interior, put a cage in it, put a racing seat, put a harness, custom tuned suspension for the track. This thing will move.
Absolutely. All right.
Let's go to Ricardo. He's going to talk to you about the interior. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everybody. I'm going to have you guys over here in the corner. Might be a little bit tight, but can't wait to show you what we have. My name is Ricardo Garcia. I'm the interior design manager for the 7th generation Mustang. I previously was lucky enough to work on the 5th generation Mustang as a designer and the Mach-E as well. But now, just want to show you this journey of the interior. You heard Jim and Alicia talking about sexy, edgy, and disruptive. So we use disruptive to start designing our interior, because how do you disrupt this classic interior Mustang? Double brow, right? So we want to move into the future, and how we did that? Well, we started with a design thinking bug. This images you showed here, we created a styrofoam full-scale model that had no design, it was just form. We also included like different iterations of displays, different positions on register vents. This goes to with the customers in mind, because we had customers from like Gen Zers all the way to like hardcore Mustang drivers. And it's a cool thing to get the input from them. We wanted to get the input of like, how do we move forward with this interior? We also have different iterations on center consoles and everything else on details, right? So this helped us, all this input helped us to start designing this interior. The designers, the design team, the very talented team started generating all these cool concepts, cool ideations, very disruptive. We also got inspired by jet fighter cockpits, which was really cool to give us a lot of, also a bit of input. You see letters here like the H, C, and Y. These were also shown to the customers. And believe it or not, the customers were like really impressed by HC because they said, I want my Mustang to look futuristic. I want to compete with what's in the market right now. But
Mr. Elmer, there's no king of trucks here. These are all Mustangs.
Hey, Mr. Truck, you're in the wrong spot then too.
I know. I've had a few of these.
I love that they brought this guy out, the development car. That's super cool.
Yeah.
I see it too often.
Too
How you
cool.
doing, man?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Coming along. No complaints.
Yeah.
No complaints.
It's been some strange years we went through.
Yeah, and it's been a bit of a strange show today. Not exactly like before, but
I know.
that's okay.
Well, goodness, when we lost 3 hours with President Biden.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Yeah, you hardly launch 10 cars instead of 40, and you lose half the time. Well, that's a cool one. That's what I want. This is my car. I want a Fox body convertible.
I just can't get into the Fox body.
Oh, I love those things. But my son had an SVO.
Oh yeah.
Which had 5 bolts, a turbocharged.
Turbo.
It had everything on it, intercooled. It was cool. And he ran from the cops and crashed it in their yard. So we lost that one.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had a 67 notchback with a 289 and a Fox body Gia, which had its own amplifier, leather seats. But the engine was smaller than the 289. I have no idea what it was. I have no idea. It was a hard one to figure out.
we're living in an era with digital and tablets and iPhones. So we have to have this technology in our interior, but how do we have to make it tastefully and also with a Mustang essence. So a lot of detail went in. You'll see a little bit of like the double brow, a modern approach with the display, but the customer was not really like, I want the display in the center. So we created this continuous display without a brow. So from here, you see
Yep, there it is. That right there's the one I want. Fox body convertible GT. Yeah, that's mine. I want it. I want it bad. Roll bar and everything.
H and C. We took the input from our customers. They love this two interiors, and we originated this, the theme progression after now this is the execution. We started getting a lot of the input from them. We started with the details, designing all the center console, you name it, all the execution, all the process, the way we start designing with clay models, all the detail on register vents and our console, components. Some